Soon the titans within the earth shall rise and wipe out the scum on this planet.
Oh Christ, how long have we got?
About 8 hours.
Oh.
It's a big planet to get through.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Although... this one's new. If I'm lucky, it could speed up the process. You, nerding person. Let me know if this one goes in or not.
Well, Sonic Mania did fucking spectacularly, which meant that all eyes were on Sonic Team's next big project, Sonic Forces. It's been a roller coaster of hype ranging from, look at this fan service, to why has the demo got a time limit? But the time has finally come for Sonic Forces to take the stand. Let's see what Sonic Team has been working on since 2013.
Please don't suck, please don't suck, please don't suck, please don't suck.
It probably will.
So to instantly set the tone, the game does that whole dramatic white text on black background thing, followed by menu music that could rival Halo. Compared to the whimsical upbeat music from previous games, this is one hell of a shift in tone, which is pushed further by the game's story. We open in Eggman's lair, where he declares that he's put all his hatred of Sonic into one big project, which sure looks familiar. And just like that, we get into the first level, which returns us to the boost gameplay Unleashed Colors and Generations gave us. Instantly, the game looks gorgeous. I mean, not as gorgeous as Sonic Unleashed, but hey, it's a step up from this. This is the first time we've seen Sonic on this generation of consoles, and it shows. The crispness of models and the vibrant colors are just, so good. As for the gameplay itself, it's fine. It sure is a lot more automated than previous games, but later levels do feature some split paths that allow for replayability, just so you can explore all the parts of each level. Sonic arrives in the city.
Just the city. No name or anything. That's pure imagination right there.
And rescues Tails and some civilians from Eggman's attack. It's here that one thing I've been missing from Sonic games comes back, and it's actual cinematography. It's no masterpiece of cinema, but every game since Colors has just had characters standing around and making jokes. In Forces though, stuff actually happens, all with a variety of camera angles. This is shown off well when not just Shadow, not just Metal Sonic, not just Zavok, but also frickin' Chaos all appear, along with a new villain called Infinite, who then proceed to royally kick Sonic's ass. And then...
oh my god, he did it. He actually did it. Eggman won. Sonic's dead. All hail the Eggman Empire.
In the fallout of this, Knuckles rallies together the other supporting characters, except Blaze apparently. Seriously, where the fuck is she?
The resistance in the city is reporting that whatever it is that finished Sonic. Sorry, I'm still not used to saying that.
I'm sorry. The fuck you just say?
Yeah, that's the tone we're going for today. Sonic and friends at war. Apparently even Tails has lost it. Jesus Christ.
None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
But now we come to the big selling point of the game, creating your own character. I absolutely love this feature. For their first attempt at custom characters, there's quite a few options to choose from, and you can create a wide variety of different characters, even if some of them look questionable. But I've settled on this guy. I shall call him Tomy the Hedgehog. Tomy the Hedgehog. He had to make a comeback at some point.
Here, kid, take this. We're depending on you.
Yeah, nice one, Knuckles. Here, you kid, have this deadly weapon. We're thrown onto the map screen and holy shit, the music! That's the kind of music I want to die to. Which leads me to a complaint about Sonic Forces. As incredible as the map music is, the rest of the soundtrack is incredibly polarizing. Some levels feature excellent music that'll stick with me like any other Sonic game, but others are just the worst. Classic Sonic levels are on par with the LEGO Dimensions versions of the Sonic songs. In fact, I think LEGO Dimensions might sound better. But the thing that bugs me the most about it is that Sonic Forces and Sonic Colors really need to swap their soundtracks. Forces, featuring a darker, more serious story about frickin' war, is filled with electronic synth music. The music in Tomy's level sounds like something out of frickin' DDR. While Sonic Colors, a fun, kooky space adventure, went for a grand orchestral score. Why? It works so much better the other way around. Sega got the bloody London Symphony Orchestra to do music such as the map screen and avatar screen, but I don't remember hearing any more. Put a gun to my head and I could barely have a level tune from this game. Well, except for one, but oh, we'll get to that.
Well, you heard the man. Roger, get your gun.
I'm sorry, you have a gun?
Yeah. But the next level reveals that Sonic is alive, and well, I mean, you put him on the cover, I don't know what to expect. So we get to see Tomy in action, and you know what? Tomy features my favorite gameplay style. While Sonic's boosting is satisfying and exhilarating, it is very generous with giving you boosting power. Tomy though goes through similarly designed levels but with no reliance on boosting. It's a decent level of speed, and the Wispin weapons make for some fun gameplay. My only complaint is goddamn do they control like a brick when they jump. That goes for you too, Sonic! And you might think, well, aren't most levels just running and fighting your way to the end with the occasional automated bit? Well, yeah, most. But those moments that rely on specific jumps and precise movement, you will die. A lot. Luckily, there are a lot of well-placed checkpoints, so I guess they knew that?
Wait, so they knew I was gonna die there a lot, but never stopped to ask why I died there a lot. Is that good game design? I don't think that's good game design.
Tomy manages to reach a spaceship so they can reach the Death Egg where Sonic is being held captive. We suddenly go back to the city where Tails is failing to fix Omega.
So you're basically saying my favorite character is dead. Thank you for that!
But suddenly Chaos emerges and tries to attack Tails. Luckily, out of nowhere, classic Sonic appears straight from the ending of Sonic Mania. Don't believe me? They even add the theme song of Sonic Mania.
Oh, you're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you?
That is a freaking great addition right there. Also, do I need to point out the fact that Tails is scared to fight Chaos Zero when he previously took down Chaos 4? He's lost it and thinks his friend is dead. I'll let it slide.
So if you like chaos, that's it for him. Seriously, he never shows up again outside of being in the background.
What? And now we get to play as classic Sonic and... Fucking Christ, where do I begin? Simply put, classic Sonic is fucking atrocious. Like, what the hell were they thinking with any of this? He's slower than Silver in Sonic 06. He drops like a fucking rock when falling. His rolling gets barely any extra speed. And the drop dash, the precious drop dash that made Sonic Mania a blast to play, is dragged down by this terrible, clunky, slow control. You can almost hear the poor drop dash trying to make this level fun. Okay, here's a ramp, let's do this at... Okay, enough this shit. As Tomy races through the Death Egg, Sonic is being taunted by Zavok, but through Tomy's intervention, the prison security is shut down, allowing Sonic to escape. And may I just say, this shot right here, that is Sonic. I haven't seen him like that since the days of Unleashed and Black Knight. The cocky yet brave persona in the face of adversity. And said adversity is our first boss fight with Zavok, who has decided to trade his epic giant dragon robot for... bees. Robot bees. You're lovely. What the fuck am I watching? But the problem with stiff jumping controls comes back since this fight is reliant on the homing attack. But because turning in the air is so stiff, you will miss plenty of openings. But he's pretty easy outside of that, which leads to a revelation. Zavok is a hologram.
Well, the Chaos fans got the short end of the stick. Do the Zavok fans too?
I didn't know he had fans.
Doesn't matter, he's done.
Yep, out of those 4 villains brought back, 2 are done already and we're only 5 levels in. What? Can they really pull back from that? Well, yes, because the next level is brilliant. Egg Gate sees Sonic escaping the Death Egg, which involves speeding through the interior, complete with the red eye from Sonic and Knuckles in the background, grinding on the outside, dodging Eggman's robots in space, and even catching a ride on spaceships while dodging laser fire. It's a spectacle and the scale of this level is great. They may be QuickTime events, but I love these cinematic moments. Both Sonic and Tomy go through these and they are just so cool to watch. While Tomy is cornered in the Death Egg, Sonic jumps in to save him, and my god is it surreal to see my own character interacting with Sonic. I fucking love it. Even better since this leads to our first tag team level as Sonic and Tomy break through Eggman's fortress in Green Hill. I thought I would hate this level. The contrasting insane speed of Sonic with the slower combat focus of Tomy, that's terrible. But the Wispons allow for fast-paced combat and the level has a stronger focus on platforming with the duo jumping from gear to gear.
Well, I'm a sucker for gear-based action sequences, so you got me there.
The castle of Cagliostro, the Great Mouse Detective, and now Sonic is going through them. Shame about the jumping control. Tails? Trust me, that's gonna come up a lot. In this level though, we are introduced to one thing, and that is the theme of the game, Fist Bump. Holy crap, I freaking love this song. It plays whenever Sonic and Tommy do their boost move, which still works even when you fail the button prompt. Good design there, and it's already become one of my favorite Sonic themes. While the singing is less than perfect, the epic sound, the mix of instruments, and the lyrics make for a song that'll make you, well, want a fist bump.
Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won.
But the rebellion catches word of Infinite fighting Silver in the forest, so Sonic boosts on through a level that features actual alternate paths, fighting a giant snake from the inside, but relies too much on speed and features way too many 2D segments. Look, we had Sonic Mania for a 2D fix, just give me more 3D! Upon arriving after Silver actually gets to do something for the first time in 11 years, we finally get to meet Infinite, and yeah, I actually really like him.
You may call me Infinite in the brief moments that remain to you.
Well, he certainly sounds familiar.
It helps that the dialogue in this game is a huge step up from previous games. It feels much more natural in conversations and, dear God, some jokes actually land.
You reek of fear.
That's not fear. I ran all the way over here.
Hell, they even threw an Infamous theme, which is excellent, so this whole cutscene left a big smile on my face. Although I'm going to ignore the fact that this is the only time Infamous theme is heard, with dialogue and sound effects over it.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
At least it's followed by a pretty fun boss. I did wonder how much mileage you can get out of boost gameplay for bosses, but so far Zavok and Infinite are very different.
You're not even worth the effort to finish off.
Why, that's as contrived as you letting me live past the Splatterhouse episode.
Don't tempt me.
Oh, but I bet I'm not worth the effort.
Shit, he got me.
Well, maybe not the worst, because, oh yeah, classic Sonic's in this game. I forgot about that, but hey, as bland as his Green Hill level was, the boss fight against Eggman is fun. Firstly, look at Eggman's face. Ha! Hilarious! Secondly, the fight starts off against the classic Sonic 1 boss fight.
Well, they did that in Sonic Mania. I'm not falling for that again. Oh, that'll do it.
And remember how epic the Egg Dragoon fight was in Sonic Unleashed, with you tearing it to shreds while falling to the center of the earth? Now you just dodge his gun and hit rocks in its face. To be fair, I guess since Eggman's won, I suppose he doesn't need to make any more machines. Now, one complaint people bring up is that the level choice is incredibly lazy since it's just Green Hill Zone. Again. And Chemical Plant Zone. Again. I mean, a game with City the City is a worry, but I think, given that they bring up Seaside Hill from Sonic Heroes and the fact that older levels have been redone to convey the damage of Eggman's takeover, it's nice to see Sonic Team tackle actual continuity and establishing these levels as actual locations in the world of Sonic. After bouncing through an incredibly confusing and empty casino level, Tails and Classic Sonic meet up with Toby, who finds one of the prototype Phantom Rubies. This is of course after a fun water slide level. I like it. They return to base and Sonic and Tails reunite.
It's been generations since I seen you.
So, with the full team reunited, it's time to track down Shadow in the city, and I actually have fun with this level. The city streets are perfect for blasting through enemies, and the environment is just great to look at. After reaching Shadow, he charges at Sonic while All Hail Shadow plays in the background, only to be kicked in the face by the real Shadow, who reveals that all the villains working for Eggman are all clones made by Infinite. That means Zavok, Shadow, Metal Sonic, yes, even the fucking robot doppelganger, and especially Chaos, are fakes.
That is bullshit. That's like if Ignitus came around that corner and turned out to be like a robot or something. Yeah, we couldn't get him back. He's a busy man.
I mean it. All that hype built up about these villains coming back, and it amounts to nothing. You have motivations for them to join Eggman's setup beautifully. Zavok wants revenge on Sonic for killing the Deadly Six. Chaos was angered by the disruption of time by the Phantom Ruby, which is in the bloody comic. And Shadow is A, a spy, and B, his best friend is beyond repair. So it makes sense to join up with the one guy who bloody invented him.
Shadow, if I was murdered by a man in a mask, would you do whatever you could to save me?
Probably not.
Bullshit!
The time has come for the rebellion to take the battle to Metropolis, which looks amazing. I love futuristic city designs, and this one is especially nice. Which of course leads to one of my favorite levels, which sees Tommy racing through as normal until suddenly Infinite appears and takes over the rest of the level. That is a great level twist, which I really didn't see coming. He proceeds to fuck with gravity, follow you around the level, force you to run around the sides of buildings, and create these freaky elongated versions of himself.
Yeah, I bet you can't do that. Well, that shut me up.
And it's here that Tommy comes face to face with Infinite. Infinite recognizes him as a member of the Rebellion whose entire squad was killed by his own hand during the war and...
This is a Sonic game I'm talking about, right?
Now it's Tommy's turn to fight Infinite, which continues the trend of having each boss fight be different from one another, which is something I have to actually applaud the game for. I'm actually surprised given how samey some of the other gameplay is. It's also interesting to see the effect different Wispons have on him, with my go-to electric whip doing very little damage while the asteroid gun does significantly more. That, combined with different parts being available depending on which Wispon you go with, it does make you want to try out the different Wispons available. It's more for just replayability and variety. In order to survive against Infinite, Tommy makes use of the prototype Phantom Ruby you picked up earlier.
Let them contemplate the inevitable, till I end this once and for all.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Next level is classic Sonic and Chemical Plant. I don't care because it's insane to see the contrast of gameplay. Modern Sonic is so action-packed and intense, it's like... But because classic Sonic is so slow and clunky, you suddenly shift to... It's here we learn exactly what the Phantom Ruby does. Rather than simply change the world around it as Mania implies, it instead messes with your senses and perception through the use of illusions, which just begs the question, does that mean Sonic wasn't actually going through classic levels in Sonic Mania? Was he just tripping? But speaking of Mania, we get to fight against a giant metal Sonic and yeah, it's fucking awesome. The sound design, the environment, the attacks flying everywhere, and that awesome remix of the American version of Sonic CD's Stardust Speedway. It's just great. And after seeing Sonic and Tommy team up to take down a frickin' Death Egg robot and also manage to chase down Metal Sonic and kick his ass together, you know what I'm thinking?
Fuck Sonic and Tails. I much prefer Sonic and Tommy. It's probably blasphemous to say, but
Oh, shit! I sensed you were in trouble.
I am, but you don't have to worry about it.
Why?
Yeah, we just needed a familiar face to plaster all over the, the posters and the trailers to make it seem like you have an important role.
That sounds like a terrible thing to do.
Oh. It is. So I'll see you later?
Yeah, I guess. Me and Caliburn just started watching Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, nice.
This is an important conversation right now.
No.
Now you might think, well that scene was pointless, but that completely sums up Classic Sonic's role in this game. Not only does he control like shit, but his role amounts to nothing but a marketing gimmick that's riding off the success of Generations and Mania. He saves Tails from the start, runs around a bit, and that's it. Based on the locations he goes through, he could easily be replaced by a playable Tails. It would make much more sense, and it would allow him to develop from being scared of chaos to helping fight against Eggman's army. That and the slower gameplay style will allow for his flight ability to be used as a substitute. Is there also an irony to the fact that I'm bringing this up in the wake of his best level that actually has some fun ideas in level design? Yes, but too little too late, Sega. So what does this level amount to? Well, after Sonic breaks through the chemical plant to find the computer room, double points for the Shadow DLC, he turns the Death Egg's defenses off and classic Sonic somehow blows it up. It's not really shown how. It's almost like if it was Tails instead, that would make much more sense because of his technology stuff.
So that's what, like the 4th Death Egg that's been destroyed? You better take note, Evil McEvil Man.
So after a level that features actual platforming challenges for Sonic, he catches up to Eggman, where I actually find it kind of funny the contrast between Infinite and Orbot and Cubot. It's like the two sides of the Sonic franchise.
What is that? That, my spiky little trinity, is null space. A closed-off space where absolutely nothing exists.
And right as Sonic is about to be dragged in, Tommy appears and tries to rescue him, however they both end up being sucked in. That right there is an example of why I prefer Sonic and Tommy. You didn't see Tails fly in to try and save Sonic, Tommy did. Now the duo are trapped inside Null's space, which is a seemingly endless dimension of nothingness with no hope of escape.
Now you might think this might just freak the heroes out, but actually... Whoa!
You again!
Great hiatus?
What part of Halloween special did you not understand? So, do we wait for him to come back, or can I finish waking them up?
Nya, 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 nya. Nya, nya, nya.
Oh, well, the Great Hiatus teleported me away, but I just said, nah, and left.
because that's really what it takes for Sonic and Toby to break out. Just perform the double boost and they're safe and sound. Now normally I'd complain that they wasted the null space idea and their great music, but I can't, because I fucking love this level. Null space is probably my favorite level as it focuses heavily on grinding through the beautiful Metropolis setting. We get good dialogue with Sonic communicating with the others. The tag team gameplay is used expertly here with Tommy's whip sweeping through crowds of robots, and Sonic's homing attack keeping them on the path with multiple areas to go. And the best part of all is that the music is the second half of Fist Bump.
It's a brand new day. We have turned the page.
The way that Null Space's music, which is the solemn piano bridge of Fist Bump, flows into the rest of the song after exiting Null Space just makes me giddy. But not quite as giddy as the next level, which opens with the frickin' war itself. This sees Knuckles' rebellion stand off against Infinite's clone army. And oh my god, it's like something out of frickin' Lord of the Rings. Look, Knuckles is fighting. Rouge, Espio, Amy, fuck, even Charmy are kicking ass. And it gets better when...
And as for how Omega got fixed, Donkey Kong probably did it.
This is what I wanted from Sonic Forces. All these heroes versus all these villains. Sure, they're all clones, and I completely forgot Chaos was supposed to be in this, but I can believe, just for a second, that it's really them. So with the rebellion right where he wants them, what's Eggman's big plan to wipe them out?
The sun will fall upon you all. Boom. The end.
The sun? The frickin' sun? Do you have a son?
No.
Eggman does!
So in this game, the plot sees a masked villain gifted with phenomenal power plot to drop something from our solar system onto the planet in just 3 days. Am I talking about Sonic Forces or Majora's Mask? Anyway, back to the game, which sees Tails spur Tommy into using the power of the prototype Phantom Ruby to make the sun disappear. While this level is tough probably due to the stiff platforming again, having the wall jump back, which is super fast, the epic sense of scale and the great music makes this feel like we are truly building towards the climax. Tommy manages to destroy Infinite's sun, much to Eggman's shock, and I'm really starting to feel for the guy. All that time and effort wasted, which means the rebellion can make the final push, leading to probably the most well-designed level in the game. It features proper 3D platforming, plenty of options in terms of getting through the level, secret areas only accessible through certain moves, and just a greater feeling of exploration. You feel like you can actually slow down and take your time with this level. Sure, you could just boost through, but having the option to really get the 3D platforming feel down is noteworthy. But now it's time to take on Infinite once again, and after all the unique and diverse boss fights we've had, it's literally just the same as Metal Sonic. Like, pretty much identical. The only real saving grace is Sonic and Infinite's banter, and halfway through the fight, Tommy swings in to team up with Sonic, who easily kicked the shit out of Infinite. This is the same guy who destroyed Sonic at the start, right?
Impossible. I cannot be defeated.
Wrong, loser. The things that can't be defeated are heart, soul, and the bonds of friendship.
Okay. But what happens to Infinite? Well, he starts fizzing out like the clones and runs away.
Guess what I'm gonna say?
I don't know. What are you gonna say?
Take a wild guess.
That's it for Infinite?
That's it for Infinite.
I mean it. This is really the last time we see Infinite. We don't know if he just ran away, was teleported by Eggman, faded away, or if that was even the real Infinite. He gets no closure, and that is a huge disappointment. But you might also think we get no reveal of who he is. Luckily, the free DLC episode Shadow fills us in. Infinite, who's a jackal by the way, was actually the leader of a mercenary group hired by Eggman to defend his lair. After Shadow tears through them and kicks his ass, this drives him to vow to never be humiliated again and uses the Phantom Ruby to power himself up. He is essentially Crossbones from the Captain America movies, and I actually really like this backstory for him. He isn't some tragic soul burned by Eggman's experiments. He's just a petty mercenary with an inferiority complex. His calm yet cocky mannerisms throughout the main game are made in contrast to his former self's insecurity. It's nice to see Sonic Team actually take the time to flesh out one of their villains, which they haven't really done since Sonic and the Black Knight.
Alright, we get it. Just get on with the next level.
Alright, okay, so the next level is nope.
Sonic and Tommy get an excellently designed action level which sees them charging through the facility, which is filled with traps and enemies, and destroy the reactor, causing the whole thing to explode. Seeing your own character running from an explosion with the help of Sonic all while Fist Bump plays, that's what dreams are made of. Now it's time to take on the final boss, which is Death Egg Robot? You sure about that? I mean, it's hardly the most original final. That is not a Death Egg robot. Jesus Christ.
What have you done?
I merely incorporated the Phantom Ruby into this Death Egg robot.
That means the Phantom Ruby no longer has a vulnerable energy supply.
A good deduction, Tails.
Tell you what, Eggman has really outdone himself. I am proud of him. He's come far.
Let's get him.
I guess Tails doesn't feel like helping. Character derailment at its finest. So the final battle is played out in 3 phases, each representing the 3 playstyles. The first one is Classic Sonic, which is just a harder version of Egg Dragoon, where Eggman can now take out the platforms. So you have to choose whether to go for the boulder or just stay safe. Challenging, but a rehash. Tommy's boss is just a harder version of Zavok, except this time instead of unreliable homing attacks, Tommy can use his Wisp-On to deal more consistent damage. It's more about avoiding the falling platform. Works better, but a rehash. But now we reach the final battle, which sees not just Sonic, nor just Sonic and Tommy, but Sonic, Tommy, and Classic Sonic all boosting towards Eggman's robot, which looks familiar. At least the music is bloody fantastic. It's a fittingly tough fight, but still a rehash. What is happening? At least we get to finish it off with a triple boost. Yeah, Tommy's more important than Tails. And at last we reach the ending of the game, with the Phantom Ruby destroyed and Eggman weirdly absent. Hope we didn't kill him. Classic Sonic is transported back to his own significantly better universe.
Cheer up, Tails. I'm sure we'll run into him again.
Wow, that moment really wasn't earned. If Classic Sonic did anything of worth and I didn't dread every level with him, I would feel something. Now I'm thinking, bye, don't come back. Also, this was the fist bump moment the song was building up to. When the song was first revealed, I thought it would be between Sonic and Classic Sonic. Then as we learned more about the plot, I thought it was going to be Sonic and Tommy. And even one point, Tommy and Infinite based on a really good fan theory. But Classic Sonic and Tails? How out of nowhere is that?
Oh, I know.
Come on, I just got to the episode with the corgi.
Dude! Okay, bye.
Is that it?
That's all I needed.
Okay.
Is he alright?
Yeah, he just wanted a fist bump.
A fist bump?
Yeah.
And he didn't ask me?
And why do you think that is?
Oh, of course.
Yes?
I'm the new guy.
That must be it.
So with Classic Sonic gone, Sonic declares it's time for the heroes to clean up the world that had just been ravaged by Eggman, leading up to the credits, which plays actually a really nice song called Light of Hope. After the credits though, we get closure for Tommy because, come on, you really think Sonic Team would keep this gimmick around forever? Who decides to leave the group in order to help more people after Eggman's attack. He has one last moment with Sonic and the duo part ways in an exit that I feel is actually earned. I truly do think Sonic and Tommy have had a better team dynamic than Sonic and Tails have had for years, and Tommy never said a word. Will I miss him? Yes. Yes, I will. But we have finally come to the end of Sonic Forces. All in all, it's really hard to tell, honestly. There is so much good here, but there's also plenty of what were they thinking moments in regard to plot elements. And fucking classic Sonic. However, since I find myself replaying levels, especially after the Shadow DLC was released, I'd say Sonic Forces is still a good time. Is it technically disappointing? Yeah. Mainly because I was expecting a much grander plot with some actual character development, but as is, it's fine. Has flaws, has highlights. Sonic Forces is fine.
Okay, so how long was that?
About 7 hours.
No, I've done like all the DLC and the missions and everything.
Yeah. 7 hours.
Well, at least it's longer than Sonic Generations.
Time's up anyway, and you made it very vague. So I ask you now, does it go in?
Well, I don't think it's quite as simple as that. Oh my god, is that Andrew Gold?
What? Whoa, 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 whoa. We have no idea what'll happen if you... Ah, crap.
Don't mess with the power of subjectivity.
What?
They warned me not to do this.
What are you doing? I will give you the chance!
Ah, you stupid fuck!
Oh god.